Well, happy Pride Month from the Trump administration. They've been doing stuff like this for long enough that maybe it shouldn't come as a surprise. But this week, it is taking the name of gay rights hero Harvey Milk off of a Navy warship that honors him. And I guess if you wanted to find one small silver lining when they do stuff like this, erasing American history in all of its diversity, maybe that silver lining is that, hey, it puts a name like Harvey Milk back on the front page and gets a whole new generation or some of us older folks to go back, listen to the words, watch the speeches, and get inspired by the actions of heroes like Harvey Milk.
Somewhere in Des Moines or San Antonio, there's a young gay person who all of a sudden realizes that she or he is gay, knows that if the parents find out, they'll be tossed out of the house. The classmates would taunt the child, and the Anita Bryants and John Briggs are doing their bit on TV, and that child had several options. Staying in a closet, suicide, and then one day that child might open a paper and it says homosexual elected in San Francisco, and there are two new options. The option is to go to California, stay in San Antonio and fight. 2 days after I was elected, I got a phone call, and the voice was quite young. It was from Altoona, Pennsylvania, and the person said, thanks. And you've got to elect gay people so that that young child and the thousands upon thousands like that child know that there's hope for a better world. You've got to give them hope.
One of the things I love about Harvey Milk is he became this national human rights hero, but he started in New York and served in the Navy, moved to San Francisco, opened a small business, a camera shop, and he wasn't a politician. And the way he got his start in San Francisco politics was with a pooper scooper law.
Ever been strolling through the parks of San Francisco and thought to yourself, whoever can solve this dog problem here can be elected the mayor of San Francisco? Well, back in 1978, Harvey Milk did. Due to more and more people leaving their dogs poop everywhere, Harvey launched a pooper scooper campaign that was a huge boost to his political career.
I think it's going to be easy based on peer pressure. It's going to be hard to write citations. But I think that when a San Franciscan is walking down the street and sees somebody breaking the law, you say, hey, with a smile, hey, you just broke the law. And after a while, if enough people do that, the message will be clear. It will be an education process.
And of course, before long, he became not just a local leader, but a statewide and national leader. Here's a copy of a letter that he wrote to President Jimmy Carter in 1978, where he attached the transcript of a speech that he gave in protest of an anti-gay initiative called the Briggs Initiative. He addresses the author of it, and to the bigots, the John Briggs, the Anita Bryants, to the Kevin Starrs and their ilk, let me remind you of what America is. Listen carefully. On the Statue of Liberty, it says, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free. In the Declaration of Independence, it's written, all men are created equal, and they are endowed with certain inalienable rights. That's what America is. No matter how hard you try, you cannot erase those words from the Declaration of Independence. No matter how hard you try, you cannot chip those words from off the base of the Statue of Liberty. And no matter how hard you try, you cannot sing the Star-Spangled Banner without those words. That's what America is. Love it or leave it. I love that he said love it or leave it. And I feel like these words are perfect for our time. And another way to honor the memory of this leader who they are trying to erase from history. So if you haven't seen it, go back and watch Milk, the movie from, I think, 2008, where Sean Penn plays Harvey Milk. He gives this speech, I think, in poking the community in the eye with this announcement at the beginning of Pride Month. Totally intentional. The Trump administration is really going to touch a nerve. I mean, Harvey Milk, again, was the first openly gay elected official in California, became this internationally known hero of civil rights. He was assassinated in his public service by another member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. And here's a clip of the outpouring of grief from the community upon hearing that news of his death.
What was it like around City Hall, around the city?
Somber, sad.
By that evening, Ann Cronenberg recalls, the city's sadness was flowing into the streets.
And I can remember walking to Market Street and seeing literally hundreds of thousands of people marching with candles and joining in the march, and it was silent. The only sound that you could hear in that march were people crying.
Here's some of the reaction from current leaders to this week's news.
After 9 years as a USNS Harvey Milk, the U.S. Navy has received orders to remove the gay rights activist name from the ship, a blow for the LGBTQ plus community.
Harvey Milk was a hero. He was a veteran who then died for our community, and we are all so proud of him. And for years, LGBTQ veterans worked towards this renaming, and it was such a moment of pride and joy for our community.
Milk served 4 years in the Navy before he was forced out for being gay. After that, in 1977, Milk made history, becoming one of the first openly gay men elected to public office. 11 months after being sworn in as a San Francisco supervisor, he was killed by another supervisor. Cleve Jones was a close friend and aide of Milk's.
I think that at this point in time that our Defense Department, that our military leadership is focusing on erasing the contributions of civil rights leaders. Really?
Jones believes the removal of Milk's name from the ship is a distraction by the Trump administration.
Harvey would shrug it off. He had thick skin. I've got thick skin. We've come to expect the worst from this administration, and they consistently deliver.
It was Luz Pena from the local ABC affiliate. Yeah, they consistently deliver. I guess if we want to find that small silver lining of this moment, thank you, Secretary Hegseth and President Trump, for putting Harvey Milk back in our collective attention. And maybe some more of us will go and be inspired by his work. I'm sure that they're going to keep on doing stuff like this, taking the names of civil rights heroes off of Navy ships and lots of other buildings and things in this country. But that's where we are.